Shall we pray? Our Father, we have come to dine at your table. Lord, I pray that you will use the heavenly manna and nourish our spirit man. Thank you, Holy Spirit, as you lead us in this journey. In Jesus Christ's name we pray. Amen. Praise the Lord. For quite some time now, we have not consistently followed the book study which we have been doing since last year. And for the interest of those who are joining us in the middle of this study of the book of Exodus, we want to let you know we've been on this subject matter from Exodus 1. And today we are on Exodus chapter 17 from verse 1 to 7. Exodus 17 from verse 1 to 7. We're considering water from the rock. Water from the rock. Exodus 17 from verse 1 to 7. The scripture says, "And all the congregation of the children of Israel journeyed from the wilderness of Sin after their journeys, according to the commandment of the Lord, and pitched in Rephidim, and there was no water for the people to drink. Wherefore the people did chide with Moses and said, Give us water that we may drink. And Moses said unto them, Why chide ye with me? Wherefore do ye tempt the Lord? And the people thirsted there for water. And the people murmured against Moses and said, Wherefore is this that thou hast done, that thou hast brought us up out of Egypt, to kill us and our children and our cattle with thirst? And Moses cried unto the Lord, saying, What shall I do unto these people? They be almost ready to stone me. And the Lord said unto Moses, Go on before the people, and take with thee of the elders of Israel and thy rod, wherewith thou smotest the river. Take in thy hand and go. Behold, I will stand before thee there upon the rock in Horeb, and thou shalt smite the rock, and there shall come water out of it, that the people may drink. And Moses did so in the sight of the elders of Israel. And he called the name of the place Manasseh and Meribah, because of the chiding of the children of Israel, and because they tempted the Lord, saying, Is the Lord among us or not? Praise the Lord. As a way of refreshing our minds over the book of Exodus, Joseph was sold to Egypt by his wicked brothers because of his God-given dreams. And that we see in Genesis chapter 37 from verse 5 to 10. Genesis 37 from verse 5 to 10. It says, And Joseph dreamed a dream, and he told it his brethren, and they hated him yet the more. And he said unto them, Hear, I pray you, this dream which I have dreamed. For behold, we were binding sheaves in the field, and lo, my sheaf arose, and also stood upright. And behold, your chiefs stood round about and made obeisance to my sheep. And his brethren said to him, shalt thou indeed reign over us? Or shalt thou indeed have dominion over us? And they hated him yet the more for his dreams and for his words. And he dreamed yet another dream, and told it his brethren, and said, behold, I've dreamed a dream more. And behold, the sun and the moon and the 11 stars made obeisance to me. And he told it to his father and to his brethren, and his father rebuked him and said unto him, what is this dream that thou hast dreamed? Shall I and thy mother and thy brethren indeed come to bow down ourselves to thee to the earth? And his brethren envied him, but his father observed the saying. Verse 28. Then there passed by Midianites merchant men, and they drew and lifted up Joseph out of the pit, and sold Joseph to Ishmaelites for 20 pieces of silver, and they brought Joseph into Egypt. Praise the Lord. So we are learning, we're trying to refresh our memory from where we got started. Joseph, God gave him a dream, and he shared his dream. Just as every family, we have morning devotion in the morning or in the night. One of the second to the last say, Daddy, I have a dream. Please tell your dream. Daddy, my brothers and I, we were in the field and we were planting corn. Yes. I planted my own, and my brother's own surrounded my own. And as I was watching the maize plant, my brother's maize plant, we are bowing down to my own maize plant. The senior brothers caught the joke. Say, what? Dad, are you keeping quiet? You don't know what that thing means? So this boy is saying that tomorrow we will be bowing down to him. Dad, you have spoiled this boy. It is you that made him feel that he's greater, second to the last, trying to usurp our position and to say we are going to thunder fire you and fire that dream. Let us see how it will happen. The innocent small boy went back into his shell. Is it not dream I told you? Did I fabricate? Shut up. Did you fabricate it? What do you mean by did you fabricate it? Did you not know the implication of what you are sharing? I didn't know. That's why I'm sharing it so that you shut up. You know what you are saying. The dad was telling everybody, Woody, take it easy. What is it? What evil? He dreamt a dream. He shared his dream. Must he be crucified because of that? Dad, you don't understand. Everybody forgot it. Another day morning, they finished or they were about to pray. I have a dream. Dreamer. Oh yeah? Say again. But don't say the one that will make us much angry. That the way they are looking at me, they don't want me to say what I dreamed. Who is looking at you? Share your dream. Is it not dream? Dad, I dreamed. I saw the sun, the moon, and the 11 stars bowing down to me. Did I say what? Sun, me, moon, your mother. 11 stars, your 11 brothers. Hey. The 11 brothers said, Dad, is it now you are waking up? Is it now that your eyes is opening? We told you the other time he shared the dream that this boy is taking too much. You didn't take it? You are now reacting because he has roped you in as one of them that will bow down. Is it why you are making noise? I told you that this boy is He's full of himself. He's stupid and he's idiot. You must die. It was a dream that the little boy shared. The little boy never, in fact, there was no premeditation. It wasn't something arranged or cooked. Just somebody that went to bed and slept and got this revelation. But the Bible says, the father, being the father, observed it. But the brothers took it the other way around. And because of their envy and jealousy, the father didn't know that to him as a father, these are his children. He will not cut off the hand of this one to join to the other one. The thing has gone off his mind. But to his brothers, he said, no, Dad will not stay here with us forever. This boy is saying one day he will be a lord over us. Before this boy will rubbish us, let's finish him. Unknown to the father, he sent the boy. Say, take this food, go to the wilderness, the bush, see how your brothers are taking care of the sheep, and bring me reports. Whether they are flogging the sheep mercilessly or they are taking care, bring me reports. Yes, Dad. Joseph never knew that was the last eyes he could see his father. Neither did Jacob know that this is the last eyes he will see his son. And while he was going, the father made a coat of many colors for him, which triggered their wrath and their anger. As he was coming, he saw a man. He said, sir, I don't know, did you see my brothers taking care of the sheep? We say, okay, I saw those shepherds. They went to the other side. Follow this side, look at where they were. And as they were coming, they sighted him with the coat of many colors. The coat that is causing the trouble. We were talking of the dream he dreamt, where he became a leader, a governor over us. The father went and made a special dress, better than us. But dearly beloved, little did they know that the hand of the Lord is upon this child. We spent time because it's been a while. We left this study since last year, I think middle of last year. Other programs made us not to continue. So that's why I want to bring our mind back to all we did from chapter 1 to chapter 17 where we are. Or what led us into Exodus is just Genesis. And so what happened? Finally, this boy, because of his dream and the coat of many colors, his brother sighted him coming. And they say, behold, the dreamer of dream is coming. They said, today will mark his end. They first of all collected the food he brought to them, and they were eating. They stripped him of the coat of many colors, the coat of jealousy, the coat of envy, and took it away. Carried him, threw him inside the pit. Inside that place, remained there. Idiot, nonsense boy. Let's see how you come and rule over us. Thunder fire you 10 times. Look at you. My senior brothers. Who are your brothers? Shut up. We say, if we hear our names again, we'll carry sand down and pour you down there and cover the grave, the place. He kept quiet. The innocent boy was dying because of his dream. The innocent boy was being persecuted because of his God-given assignment. They finished eating. And one of them said, no, this is our brother. We cannot kill him. Instead of killing him, let's sell him out. Let's sell him out. They brought him, saw the merchants going to Egypt, lifted him up like he goats for sale. Hey, you welfare, you people, there is a goods for sale. They lifted him. They stopped. They looked at him. You know, how many of us have seen where they're selling goods? You have seen where they're selling. You've gone to a goat market. Now, if you want to size goat to know whether there is flesh, where do you put your hand? Thank you. Oh, now you are a village person. It is at the west to size it. So I could see the merchant coming down, looking at this boy, rubbing at his head with this head carry load. I think it's all right. How much are you people selling? Any amount you give us. It's not just any amount. The man counted and gave to them. They took, while Joseph was going, the clothes he wore from his father's house, they removed it. It was singlet they sold him with. And the boy, to them they said, that's the end of this boy. And while he was there going, he turned back to look at them. They gave him 5. Take 5, idiots. And may you die before you get to Egypt. He now came back. What can we tell our father? He said, let's kill one of the animals and use the blood and submerge in this coat of many colors. Yes, after doing that, what shall we do? We will tell our dad, Dad, look at this clothes. Does it look like that of your son? If he says it looks like, we will tell him, Dad, as we were coming out, we saw these clothes in a pool of blood. And we presumed that an animal, wild animal, has killed your son. If he tries to doubt, all we will persuade him. And so they did that. They killed an animal, used the blood, mixed with the clothes, got home. And the father was expecting his son, Joseph. Yes, where is my son, Joseph? Jojo. Papa, Jojo. We don't know what happened to him. All we saw was this clothes. But we thought this is the clothes of our beloved brother. The brother we cannot joke with. You see household enemy. You see household enemy. The thing that really touched my heart most, when the old man lifted the clothes, he told the children, this is the cloth of my son. The old man began to cry. Do you know, all of them started rolling themselves on the ground crying. And that's why I know that, you see, crying can, you see, in fact, anybody can cry, except those who harden their hearts. You know what I'm saying? To those whose hearts are like stone, they are going for funeral. You know, whenever you are going for funeral, you must go with tears. Am I right? And some that cannot generate that tears, why they are going, getting close. So you'll be looking at the sputum, you think it's tears. It is sputum. You don't thunder fire them. Who is the do ewo for waiting? This wicked man. We don't kill everybody. We do ewo. Me, you die 10 times. My people, give me 1 bottle, make I drink. Oh, now, don't mind me. I know cry you. Now this now Sputin, I carry put here. I started raising my voice. Everybody was holding me. Say, don't cry, you hear? Don't cry, you hear? Why? How can I cry for such and so person? Bible says the heart of man is deceitful and desperately what? Wicked. Come and see why their father was crying. All of them were crying, but they actually knew what happened to Joseph. Papa, don't cry. Papa, don't cry. No, why can't I cry? Why can't I? And they were consoling the father, and he refused to be consoled. After some months, after some years, the old man forgot it. Said, My son, we will see in heaven. No problem. And that was it. And so, he didn't know Joseph was sold. And he didn't know what happened to Joseph. And then, in Egypt, instead of him being used for ritual, as they suppose, because they say, it is not in our hand that our brother will be killed. Let's sell him out so that at least, if not the king of Egypt, we use him for sacrifice. His deputy, we use him for ritual, because this boy is like, the way our father petted him and made him is so plumpy. The blood of this boy will give any deity enough blood to drink. Let the king use him for ritual. Little did they know that the finger of the Lord was upon him. Dearly beloved, whosoever the Lord's hand is upon, no matter what you do, you can't stop that person. You can't destroy that thing, that God-given assignment. Though it may take years, but at the end, it will speak out. It will not tarry. And so what happened? Joseph found himself in Egypt, and in chapter 41, from verse 36 to 46, he became a governor. I'm just trying to refresh your memory from how we started. So with this, Joseph is now in Egypt, and we are still on the journey following Joseph this time. In Genesis chapter 41 from verse 37. Genesis 41 from verse 37. 41, 37. 37 to 46, the Bible says, and the thing was good in the eyes of Pharaoh, and in the eyes of all his servants. And Pharaoh said unto his servants, can we find such a one as this is, a man in whom the Spirit of God is? And Pharaoh said unto Joseph, for as much as God had showed thee all this, there is none so discreet and wise as thou art. Thou shalt be over my house. According unto thy word shall all my people be ruled. Only in the throne will I be greater than thou. And Pharaoh said unto Joseph, see, I have set thee over all the land of Egypt. And Pharaoh took off his ring from his hand and put it upon Joseph's hand, and arrayed him in the vestures of fine linen, and put a gold chain upon his neck. And he made him to ride in the second chariot which he had. And they cried before him, bow the knee, and he made him ruler over the land of Egypt. Praise the Lord. Now, I'm just giving you summary, cutting it short, because it's just a summary of all we did from Genesis to Exodus. We finished Genesis, we got to Exodus, and we have been how we got into or tracing where we're going. And so what happened? His brothers had sold him. There in the land, since the finger of the Lord was upon him, the person that bought him was not a ritualist. It was Potiphar, the chief of staff in the king's palace, bought Joseph. But since God's favor was upon him, and it was what his brothers saw, but they didn't know it was of God. They thought it was the boy that wanted to rule over them. There he was in the house of his master, and he found favor in the sight of his master. His master promoted him above all his servants. A day came, the devil who has seen the future of this boy, the devil who had seen that in the lineage of this boy, the seed of the woman that shall bruise the head of the snake will come forth, decided to destroy that dream of this boy. Dearly beloved, I stand here to announce to everyone, if it is by chance you stumbled into our channel, TV channel, or YouTube, or Facebook, or it was by mistake, or a friend, you were escorting a friend, and a friend said, let's just branch here. Let's hear what Pastor Walter, we have heard so much about him. We say, over my case, over my situation. It wasn't coincidence. Neither is it accidental. It's divine plan. And those of you who are here and who don't appreciate, who don't value what God has called you, for God linking you up to me is a sign that there is a future he wants to preserve. That's a future he wants to use you to actualize. And that's why he made you to come here, so that your eyes of understanding can be broadened, can be enlightened. You'll be able to know what is going on and all the rest. Let me digress a little. Somebody called me on phone last week and said somebody working in their church said he should call me for prayers. I said, who is the person? How did you get my number? One of the top people in their church said, I'll call Pastor Walter. He will have an answer. I said, okay, what is it? Her husband left her with children. All of them, they were working, serving the Lord in a holiness church and moving. All of a sudden, something transpired, and the man left the wife with children to an unknown destination. I said, okay, what have you done? He said, so and so had intervened. The other person had intervened. Even the overall has intervened. And they, in fact, called on phone, could not just speak and all that. When I heard about the people that have entered into the matter and nothing happened, I said, okay, we were talking. I said, my sister, who are you? She answered me. Where are you from? She answered me. Where is your husband from? She answered me. Are you from a polygamous home? She said no. What about your husband? He said yes. That her father-in-law is a native doctor. I pinched myself. And that the thing is in that lineage, I pinched myself. I told her, I said, my brother, my sister, the problem is not just hit and run. It's not man of God, pray for me. You need your eyes. What scattered your home first scattered your husband's home. And the thing is trailing him, and that's what is doing. The music is dancing, he's being beaten in his father's house. Her eyes got opened. You know, let me tell you this. I said this with every sense of humility to God's glory. This generation, you don't value what you have. Some of you that are sitting down here listening to me, and those of you who are watching, you don't value you don't know what you have. And that's why you don't appreciate it. And that's why you don't even get the best out of it. I don't know. I was asking myself, I said, this is a simple matter. But he said that when the man was invited in the office of the state overseer, her husband was shouting to the state overseer to make you know the height the thing got to. But it's not just a shouting. Child, I really don't know. My generation, I don't know. I am not standing on my own volition. I know that there is something God has given me that you lack, your neighbor has need of. By the time you appreciate it, you will start telling others. Many believers are suffering. Many believers are, I mean, genuine, sincere, holy brethren are going through hell. A man met me here. He said, I came because of my friend. I said, okay, what's the problem? We were talking, I was busy for a program. He said, my friend married a witch. I said, how do you know she married a witch? Look at this. I said, please, you can see me, I'm busy. I have things I'm doing. Look at this and look at that. I said, but for my own, because he saw I was about going out. For my own, Pastor, I have a problem. I said, how many children do you have? He said, Pastor, I have not even married. I said, at your age, somebody that is older than me, at your age, looking at him, he said, he scratched his head, Pastor, that is even why I'm here. I said, my God, that is even why I'm here. Brethren, there is something God has given to you. Not only you, for your neighbors. You can't be coming to Bible study just alone. I value what you have. Let me tell you the gospel truth. When my father was alive, I could ask him something or tell him some things. He would show that he said, my son, how do you know this? How did you get this information? What happened? One of the days, I told my father the revelation I had. I said, Papa, did your father marry how many wives? He said, 1. I won't ask you how many did you marry, because I know it's only my mother. But I said, Papa, there is a woman I saw. And this woman was coming into the compound. I told this woman, you can't enter here. And the woman told me she was legally married. I asked again, Papa, do you know about your grandfather? How many wives did he marry? At the end of it all, he didn't give me an answer. It was after some months, something happened. He opened up. That woman you saw was my wife. Spiritual wife. She gave me the description. He said, if you see this woman, I feel this and all the rest. Brethren, let me tell you the gospel truth. There's something God has for you that you need to value. You need to appreciate. You need to make others know about it. Coming to Bible studies alone. Coming to school of deliverance alone. Invite your neighbors. Tell them, come. Brother, come, your life will change. Sister, come, your life will change. The brothers of Joseph didn't know what he carried. That's why they relegated him to the background. That's why they said, this boy must die. If they knew what he would be after them, they would have said, nobody will touch our brother. If God wants to use you to keep us alive, in fact, we agree, but they didn't understand. I pray that your eyes of understanding be enlightened. And when you are coming to Bible study, make sure you invite somebody. That you can't follow me to church and come back the same. On Sunday, you are coming to church, you invite somebody. You can't follow me to church and go back the same. You know, somebody who had been following us in the Facebook got my invitation and just came. And when she came, she said, wow, what she saw that day and every other thing, she confirmed that what I've been looking for at Sokoto is at Sokoto. And there is no, where else? Let me settle down. So brothers and sisters, everybody, don't ever come to Bible study or to school of deliverance or to Sundays. Make sure that you have precious something. God has given you a servant. God has given you somebody who he has given something to deliver to this generation. So once your mentality changes and you get involved in bringing in people, I assure you, you see the blessings of God all around you. And they will turn around to bless you. So from today, never you come to any of the meetings alone. Give them phone call. Those at distant places, tell them, log in. You are there at Abuja. Or if where our church at Gwarimpa is too far, or the one at Nyanya is too far from where you are, log in. www.oldtimefaiths.org. Get over there, live service. Or go to our Facebook, or go to our YouTube, or go to our television channel. Invite them. Brother, I'm going to Bible studio. Please join us. You are going home today with something. When each and every one of us gets intoxicated over what the Lord will do in all our meetings, you will see the hand of the Lord reigning mightily in our lives. So from today, brother, sister, never you behave like the brothers of Joseph. What they did it in ignorance. They didn't know. And now I'm opening your eyes. Now you're understanding there is somebody God has given to this generation. Brother, you better need to hear him. Sister, you better need to hear him. Come and join, and God will bless you. And so back to the story where I was telling you about Joseph. There, Satan came through Potiphar's wife. And finally, he said, no way. I'm a child of destiny. I can't eat my cake in form of groundnuts. My brothers sold me thinking that by now I've been used for ritual. But that God who gave me that dream, who preserved me, instead of me becoming a slave, I became chief servant in the house of Potiphar. I will not sin against that God. He kept his chastity. He kept his purity. And he continued. The woman lied against her. Dearly beloved, you know, this is a study I went series by series, stage by stage. I'm just giving you summary before we can get to where we are now, so that from now we'll be moving up without going. So what happened? God gave him the dream of greatness. But the road to greatness was full of thorns and thistles. And what happened? In his innocency, he was thrown inside the prison. There in the prison, the gift of a man made a way for him. Amongst all the prisoners, Joseph's, God's hand upon Joseph made him to be the chief of all. As the prisoners will go to cut grass, the chief warder will say, Joseph, in their hands I commit them to you. Joseph will take stick. As a prison warder, everybody bend down. But he's one of them. And none of them will eat unless Joseph could give to them a prisoner. A day came. 2 prisoners of the king, the chief butler, and the chief baker. Each one had dreams. And what happened? The chief baker had dream that she dreamed, and she had baskets, 3 baskets on her head. And behold, the boss of the air came and started taking them, the fruits from there. And it got started with the chief butler. He interpreted the dream of the chief butler. He said, 3 days from now, the king will pull you out of the prison and then place you back to your office. He came to the chief baker. He dreamed. He saw that the interpretation was fine. He told his own dream. And he said, 3 days from now, the king will bring you out and hang you, and the boss of the air will eat your flesh. But he turned to the chief butler. He said, nobody knew me in this prison as an Egyptian. To be candid, I am an Hebrew. It was out of envy my brothers sold me. And let me tell you, I was cast into the prison for the crime I never committed. But I'm not going to that area. My brother, God had used me to bless you by interpreting your dream. Please, if it becomes well with you tomorrow, remember me. Bring me out of this dungeon, please. And according to the scriptures, exactly 3 days, Pharaoh sent his servant and they brought him out of prison and placed him back to his office. But this man forgot Joseph for the extra 2 years. Joseph languished in the prison. Additional 2 years. Brothers and sisters, you are keeping quiet will elongate somebody's suffering. You are not opening your mouth and telling somebody, come to the Bible study. Come and join me. Whatsoever, in fact, you are elongating their problems for not persuading them. Follow me. Join me in the program, God of Elijah, this Friday. Join me so that God will fight your battle. Or in the early morning on Friday, spread the flame, 5:30 to 7 in the morning. Join me and catch the fire so that all around you will become what the Lord wants them. You are not doing that. You are keeping quiet will extend the sufferings of the people. As you are leaving this room this evening, make sure anybody you see, you tell him or her about Bible study. Church, listen. Deliverance, the bedrock of deliverance you saw that attracted you is the word of the living God. The bedrock, the thing, the foundation, the solid state upon which the deliverance is standing is God's word. Is God's word. So let's encourage all our brethren, all our churches in the house, all the house leaders. Ask your members, how many of you were there in the Bible study? How many of you were there in the school of deliverance? How many of you were there on Sunday service? Encourage them, persuade them. By talking, you shorten their troubles. By talking, you wipe away their tears. By talking, you salvage them out of trouble. Now listen to this. If that chief butler, as soon as he left, and everybody was celebrating, the members of the king's palace, oh, congratulations. At last, you had your position. Congratulations. In fact, you would have told them, as you are thanking me, there is one man you should thank. Who is that man? One man called Joseph. This man told me everything about my life. And everything came to pass. Bam! That thing would have entered into the ears of the king. And the king would say, such a person I want to be in my palace. But the man kept quiet. Joseph suffered the more. From today, may you never keep quiet. Am I talking to somebody? Brother, may you never keep quiet. They may have excuse. They may tell you, it is the time my customers are coming. Tell them, brother, there's something they will get that money cannot afford. For being in the presence of the Lord, there's something they will get. In fact, that no money can afford. Oh, child. I don't know how to express my innermost feelings. But I pray that the Spirit of God in me, may He commune with your own spirit. May He show you what I am saying, how important it is. And I trust God. So finally, Joseph, the king had problems. He had a dream. And there was all the magicians, astrologers, necromancers, and all of them in the land of Egypt. None could attempt. It was then the chief butler said, child, today I remember my mistake. Sir, there is an Hebrew. This man, 2 years ago, this man helped me. This man interpreted my dream and it came to pass. Now you have a dream and all these magicians in the government house, nobody could interpret it. Can you send for that man? It was then they sent for Joseph. They say, Joseph, the king is calling you. The man left the prison yard, went and shaved, changed his apparel. For you to appear before the king, you must look like a king. At the end of the day, appeared. And the king said, I dreamt a dream. I don't understand what it is. And he told the king, the dream is like this, it's like that. He said, King, look for a man that's going to be 7 years of bumper harvest. And after that, there's going to be 7 years of famine. So, king, I will advise you, look for a man who will be in charge. During the 7 years of plenty, you will use that opportunity to harvest all the goods and build barns and store them as against the days of hunger. The king said, who is that? As wise as you are. Joseph was looking. Joseph, from today, you are the next in command. In fact, he pulled out his ring, put on his finger. The second chariot, that is your own. He was dressed, and people were about. He said, behold the person the king has chosen. Joseph became a governor. Now, there was no food in the then world, 7 years. The brothers of Joseph, the father had, the only part of the world where you can find food was in Egypt, where Joseph was the governor. They were about to go there. Let's just see what transpired. In chapter 42, from verse 1. Now when Jacob saw that there was corn in Egypt, Jacob said unto his sons, why do ye look one upon another? And he said, behold, I have heard that there is corn in Egypt. Get you up thither and buy for us from thence, that we may live and not die. And Joseph's 10 brethren went down to buy corn in Egypt. But Benjamin, Joseph's brother, Jacob sent not with his brethren. For he said, lest peradventure mischief befall him. And the sons of Israel came to buy corn, and among those that came for the famine was in the land of Canaan. And Joseph was the what? Governor over the land. And it was that sold to all the people of the land. And Joseph's brethren came and bowed themselves before him with their faces to the... Is it not what they fought against? Was it not the dream they said this boy must die? Now, they didn't know it was Joseph. Now, because Joseph had risen, his body, he has grown, money is a big cheek, and he was looking big, soldiers surrounding him. He could communicate with an interpreter. He was a master in the language of Egypt. And so all the then world had representatives in the palace. If you want to speak, you speak your language. Somebody that knows your language and we translate it to him, we do that. And so when he was sitting on his majestic position and they were all coming, as custom will have it, they have come before the governor of the whole land, all of them. While they were coming, he looked at them. In his spirit man, these are my brothers. he changed his temperament and boned up. And they all came. It's not just kneeling down like this. You know, the tradition of there is just prostrating, going flat. And they all got up. Joseph remembered his dream. Dearly beloved, that thing God gave to you that they are fighting, they will not destroy it. That dream God gave to you, no matter the attacks, no matter what they are doing to make sure that it will, brother, don't worry, it will come to pass. Keep yourself pure. Keep walking with the Lord. Be faithful. In the days of your beginning may not be so rosy, but the end, people will know you never made a mistake. And so they spoke to them, and they replied, Joseph. They were talking in their language. Joseph was hearing, but they did and acted. Say, who are you? Why are you people here? See, sir, you are all thieves. So, sir, no, we are not, sir. They went down, bowed their heads on the ground in honor to the king. Joseph remembered his dream and said, say, no way. You are all spies. You've come to spy. My interpreter, tell them. Tell them that I said you are all spies. You are all spies. And they will talk to him. These are his brothers also. He understood all of them. But no, because of his position, he's like Pharaoh. So he wouldn't, if we talk his language before they are hearing, it's a slight on the nation where he's representing. And so at the end, they went down. They said, sir, we are not thieves. Our father had us 12, but one has died. They are talking to the dead person. He said, but one has died. Whom did they say that died? Joseph. Because to them, they never believed that boy was not used for ritual. They never believed it in life. I don't know the stories they've carried out. I don't know what they have said about you. I don't know the name they might have called you. Don't bother. Close your ears over what they are saying. Continue with your God. In no distant time, they will tell the world the truth. They are coming back to tell them, we made a mistake. We deceived you. This thing we did was wrong. At the end of it all, you know what happened? Joseph told them, you are all liars. They were all denied. Say, sir, we are not thieves. You say, okay. You said you are. How many did you say? You are. My interpreter asked them. Oga said, how many are you in the family? Please tell Oga, we are 12, but one has died. And the other one that is in the house, our last born. And do you understand? Benjamin and Joseph came from the same mother. These other ones are from another mother. So he said, okay, for me to know that you people are not liars, until you bring that you are last born, your so-called last born, for a proof to me. Joseph wanted to see his brother. He said, sir, okay. He said, no, I will not release this your brother until you bring that one. Sir, what shall we tell our father? I don't care. Bring that boy. It is when I see that boy, I will know that you people are not spies. They went and told their father. The father said, you people collected Joseph and he died. This is the only boy that will fetch firewood for me. If he follow, he said, Papa, if I don't bring him back, take my children, kill all of them. I will bring him back. And when Joseph saw his real brother, Benjamin, and they came, he told his people to prepare dinner for them. He has not disclosed to them whom he was. At the end of the day, they were invited to the innermost palace. The palace, they enter, you look up, fear will grip you because of the glory of the environment. I could see the senior brother saying, our brother we killed. In fact, that's what they were saying. The blood of our brother we killed is hunting after us. This one, they brought us into a place like this. And look at the type of food they put on the table. Bro, will you eat? Me, I know this one is eat and die. Can you imagine where we are? Is this one? God forbid. So Joseph came in with his entourage. And they sat. These are the Hebrews. They won't eat on the same table. They kept his own. Why he encouraged them to eat. And they were eating. He told his bodyguard and his servants, please, can you give me a chance? They all left. He opened up. He said, gentlemen, I am Joseph, your brother. Those who had, assuming they were eating, the food could not. I told you. It's the spirit of that boy. Where do we run from now? Everywhere is blocked. We don't know how we entered here. He started calming them down. I am your brother Joseph, the son of Jacob. Eh? Calm down, calm down. Calm down. Don't panic, don't panic. Don't accuse yourself. I know you didn't know what you did. To you, you saw. When he was talking, they did not even believe. He told you, when I was 7 years old, did I not share a dream with you? It was then they now started, okay, this is our brother. This is our brother. Say, come close. That dream you fought, you sold me out, but you didn't know that God used you to protect you as a family. Is our father still alive? You say he's alive. You go and bring our father. Tell him his son is now the governor. He provided chariots, prepared it, made it so comfortable, provided some chunky that the papa will be eating while he's coming, and all the rest, and put in the chariots. And when they got to the house, they started teasing their father. Papa, 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 papa. See, oh, these children, allow me, what is this? Papa, papa. Papa, your son is a governor in Egypt. Shut up your mouth. Papa, we're telling you, Joseph. Oh, children, you have started again. You want to remind me of the death